If this has worked on rats, it'll work for you. After understanding this experiment, you'll see exactly why I say that this will 10x your potential. There was this one doctor in the 1950s called Dr. Kurt Richard, and he conducted this one experiment in which he took two separate different rats and put them inside of a bottle of glass and let them drown to death. Yes, this was back in the day when these kinds of experiments were legal. The first one tried to swim in order to save its life, but in just under 15 minutes, Mickey Mouse lost its life. Yes, what a beautiful story. But turns out that the second rat, which had more contact with humans, kept on swimming for longer. And you might say, well, how much longer? Maybe 17 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. No, exactly for 60 minutes, an entire hour. And then Mickey Mouse number 2 just drowned to death again. So what's the hypothesis behind why these two completely different rats, which were physically very similar, gave such different results when it came to their ability to fight for their lives? So Dr. Kurt Richard went outside and captured more rats and did the exact same experiment. The first group of rats were treated exactly the same. They were put in separate glasses of water, and in just under 15 minutes they were drowned to death. But the second group of rats, just moments before they drowned, just moments before the 15-minute mark, they took them out, they dried them, they let them rest, and then put them back in the glass of water. Do you know how much longer they lasted? You might say, well, maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, something like that, right? Well, you would be wrong, because they kept on swimming for up to 2.5 days. Yes, 60 hours compared to the initial 15 minutes. And that's the moment when the doctor said, yes, of course I knew it. It was so obvious. The reason why the first group of rats gave up so quickly on their lives, it was because they got to the conclusion that there was no hope for them. There was no chance for them to survive in this situation. And there was no reason for them to fight for their lives, because they knew that they were going to die anyways. Their destiny was at the bottom of the same glass they were stuck. But if we take that same group of rats and teach them that there might be some slight possibility that they might get out of this situation, they are more willing to fight for their lives. Up to a point in which when they were able to swim up to 15 minutes, now they're able to swim for up to 2.5 days without needing to eat, without needing to rest, without needing to sleep. If that's not dedication, you tell me what is. And that's not very hard to imagine, right? Do you remember when we were kids and we were assigned homework from school, and our parents will tell us, hey, Ivan, if you don't do your homework, you cannot go out with your friends and play in the park, whatever. So even though I didn't want to do my homework, I would just go to my desk, I would do the homework, because I knew that at the end, I would be able to go to the park with my friends. But instead of that, our parents told us, hey, you need to do all of this infinite amounts of homework, and at the end, I don't even guarantee you that you can go to the park. I wouldn't even start doing the homework because it would seem like too daunting of a task, and there was no guaranteed reward at the end, that I wouldn't even start to do it. When people know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, their ability to endure hardships is multiplied by 10-fold. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Friedrich Nietzsche. And you can call this being delusional if you want to, but the fact is that people who believe that they can do it, people who believe that there is hope at the end of the tunnel, will always perform better than people who think it's impossible. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. And as always, stay patient because your prophecy is unfolding. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.